Imagine this. You've worked for decades, saved diligently, and now you're 5 years away from retirement. On paper, things look good. But here's the reality. Most people don't realize those last 5 years are the most critical of all. Why is that? Well, because the choices you make now will determine whether your retirement is secure or full of stress. Waiting until you've already stopped working to figure this out can be one of the costliest mistakes you'll ever make. Think of it like an airplane landing. The flight may have been smooth, but the landing is where precision matters most. A small error in judgment close to the runway can have big consequences. Retirement works the same way. The final approach, the last 5 years, is where you need the most clarity, planning, and precision. Hi, I'm Phil Gallant, president of the Optimus Group and author of Get Me to Zero. If you're approaching retirement, these next 5 years will be some of the most important of your financial life. So stick with me because in this video, I'll walk you through exactly what to do during the 5-year retirement countdown, step by step, so you can retire with clarity, confidence, and control. And before we dive in, if you find this helpful, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss future strategies designed to help you retire smarter. And if you want to see how this applies to you, book a call with me. The link is in the description below. Now, let's get into it. The very first step is to get clear on your retirement spending. One thing most people don't realize is that your retirement budget won't look like your working budget. In fact, spending tends to follow a pattern. Higher in the early years when you're traveling and checking off bucket list goals, and lower in the middle years when life slows down, and then often rising again later due to healthcare needs. Here's an example. A couple I worked with had saved just over $3 million. They assumed that they could safely withdraw $120,000 a year, 4%, and be fine. But when we mapped out their real goals, they wanted to buy a vacation property, they wanted to travel with their grandchildren, and they wanted to do some major home renovations, all in the first 10 years. Their actual spending needs were closer to $180,000 annually at the start, tapering down later. Without adjusting their plan, they would have created unnecessary risk. So during this 5-year countdown, don't just ask, how much income will I have? Ask instead, what lifestyle do I want to support, and what will it actually cost? That clarity drives every other decision. Step 2 is to reduce or eliminate debt. Carrying debt into retirement is like bringing a leaky bucket on a long hike. It drains your resources faster than you think. Whether it's a mortgage, car loans, or credit card balances, fixed payments restrict your flexibility. Take one client I'll call Susan. She was about 5 years from retirement with a solid portfolio, but also a $200,000 mortgage. Her goal was to retire completely debt-free. We built a plan where she increased her payments aggressively in those last 5 years, and by the time she retired, her mortgage was gone. Instead of $1,500 a month going to the bank, it was available for her retirement lifestyle. The takeaway? These final years are the best time to aggressively eliminate debt, so your retirement income supports you and not your creditors. Step 3 is to optimize your income sources. This is where advanced planning can save hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Most people think of retirement income as one big pile of money, but in reality, it comes from different buckets: 401ks or IRAs, Roth accounts, taxable brokerage accounts, pensions, and Social Security. And here's where it gets tricky. The sequence you draw from those accounts can drastically change your tax bill. For example, pulling too much from a traditional IRA early on could push you into a higher tax bracket or cause more of your Social Security to be taxable. I worked with a couple who were 5 years out from retirement. By strategically converting portions of their IRA into a Roth while they were still working and before required minimum distributions kicked in, we reduced their future taxable income by more than $50,000 a year. Now, that's not just tax savings, it's more freedom in retirement. This 5-year window is the perfect time to run these scenarios. model Roth conversions, and decide when to start Social Security based on your unique circumstances. Step 4 is to stress test your portfolio. One of the greatest risks in retirement is something called sequence of return risk. That's when you face a major market downturn early in retirement. Now, if you're withdrawing from your portfolio during that downturn, you're locking in losses and your portfolio may never fully recover. Think back to 2008. Imagine retiring in 2007 with a $2 million invested portfolio, and it's invested aggressively. A 40% drop would have taken you down to $1.2 million. Now imagine needing $100,000 in withdrawal each year on top of that loss. That's the danger of not preparing. So in this 5-year countdown, rebalancing your portfolio is critical. That doesn't mean abandoning growth, but it does mean structuring your investments so you have enough ability and income sources to weather volatility. For many clients, that might mean setting aside 2 or 3 years of expected withdrawals in safer, more liquid assets while keeping the rest invested for long-term growth. By doing this, you create a buffer so you're not forced to sell growth assets in a downturn just to cover your expenses. Step 5, lock in health insurance planning. Healthcare is often the wild card in retirement planning. If you're retiring before age 65, you'll need a plan to bridge the gap until Medicare. Even once Medicare kicks in, supplemental insurance and potential long-term care costs need to be addressed. I worked with a client who retired at 62. Because we planned ahead, she was able to transition smoothly with private health insurance until Medicare. Without that planning, the premiums would have shocked her budget. And don't forget about long-term care. Studies show that about 70% of retirees will need some form of it, whether at home or in a facility. Long-term care costs can range from $60,000 to well over $100,000 a year, depending on where you live. Hybrid life insurance with long-term care riders or other strategies can help protect your wealth while providing peace of mind for your family. This is also the time to review any life insurance policies that you currently have. For some, life insurance is no longer necessary, but for others, it's a strategic estate planning tool to help pass wealth to the next generation tax-free. And here's a bonus step, step 6. Get your estate plan in order. Estate planning isn't just about what happens when you're gone, it's about making life easier for your family while you're still here. And the 5-year countdown is the perfect time to do this right. Do you have a will or a trust in place? Have you updated your beneficiaries on retirement accounts and life insurance policies? Do you have powers of attorney and healthcare directives set up so your loved ones can step in if you can't make decisions? I've seen families go through unnecessary conflict simply because these details weren't handled. One client's father passed away without updating his beneficiary designations, and his ex-spouse was still listed, and that caused years of legal complications. A simple update could have prevented it. For high net worth families, estate planning also means looking at tax implications and using trusts, charitable giving strategies, or life insurance, which can all be powerful tools to ensure more of your wealth passes to your loved ones and not to the IRS. During this 5-year countdown, don't just focus on your investments. Take time to organize your estate plan so your legacy is preserved exactly the way you intend. So let's recap the 5-year retirement countdown. Get clear on your lifestyle spending. Reduce or eliminate debt. Optimize your income sources and tax strategy. Stress test your portfolio against market risk. Secure healthcare and insurance planning. Put your estate plan in order. If you take these steps seriously, the transition into retirement can be smooth and confident, not uncertain and stressful. And remember, while these principles apply broadly, the details depend entirely on your situation. This is where working with a financial professional can make a big difference. If you're within 5 years of retirement and you want to make sure that your plan is working for you, not against you, then let's talk. Click the link in the description below to book a free consultation, and I'll walk you through your options. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more practical retirement strategies.